Hello everyone, and welcome to a new series of mine that is similar to Celeste After Dark, Celeste's Opinion. In this series, I basically talk about a specific topic for the whole duration of the video, instead of a lot of topics in one video. So without further ado, let's get into it. So VV's just posted a story in which they call out Illit for copying their MV DMM. They put some pictures of Illit's MV and their own with the caption DMMMV. The MV they're referring to was released on May 19th, 2025. It features a dentist-like concept with a dark color palette. And recently in Illit's collab with Les Seraphim and Cat's Eye, Iconic by Mistake. In their part of the song, the concept looks similar to VV's DMM, according to VV's S Company. Now, let me give my own analysis on this while addressing some online opinions. First of all, nobody owns a concept. No VV's doesn't own a dentist concept. No Illit are not the owners of a dentist concept. And it doesn't matter whether Illit did it first because, trust me, they neither invented it, they don't own it. Now, you could also argue that Illit didn't just follow a dentist concept. The color palette was similar to the one of VV's. And to that, I have one thing to say. Should we also call out Marilyn Manson's The Dope Show and Billie Eilish's Boo and Why a Friend? I mean, think about it. They also follow a dentist concept with a dark color palette. Or is Billie Eilish too famous? And Marilyn Manson's MV was released 16 years ago. So how exactly did Illit copy you when you have the same concept as other artists' MVs? There are millions of songs and MVs out there that it's hard to come up with something original. Many producers and MV directors have said this so many times, everything is recycled. At this point in time, so many different concepts have been done, something you did now was done before by an artist a decade ago. So it's not really fair to say that another group copied you when in reality the detection of your MV was done before. But Hybe isn't in the clear either, because what do you mean you couldn't come up with something different? Like, there are so many concepts out there, but they choose one that was done by a rookie group just a year ago. It's embarrassing for them, especially considering their budget and place in the industry. Yeah, Illit had done such a concept before, but same color palette too? Yeah, no, let's try something more original next time, shall we? Something else that caught people's attention was the way VV's brought it up. Many thought it was unprofessional and childish of them to bring up such an issue like this. People said they should have brought it up differently, some even going as far as to say they should have sued. Now, how I see this is that the company wanted to bring attention to the issue without getting the law involved. The company most likely thought that this would attract positive attention towards them. They probably thought the fans would think VV's was wronged here. This making Illit look like the bad guy and making VV's look like the poor children who were harmed. At least, this is the way I see it. Nothing is confirmed. This is just my opinion. Unfortunately for the company, this strategy didn't work. This only attracted glitz to hate on VV's more. Many thought this was stupid and that the company was just putting up a fight, one they were not going to win. Now this is my first theory, that they were actually accusing Illit of plagiarism. My second theory is that they wanted VV's to get more attention and this was their way of doing it. If you honestly think about it for a while, you'll realize it's actually a pretty good strategy on their end. They attracted a big fandom, they made their group look like the victim. They made another group look like the villains while keeping their own group controversy-free. Even if fans decided to blame someone, it was not going to be their group because their group is positioned as the victim. Now, in theory, this should work. Why shouldn't it? I mean, just think about it. It's a great plan, right? But except the internet is seemingly not as forgiving because look at what happened. Now the group is getting even more hate, even though they might have not even been the ones to point this out. But they're not the only ones in heat right now, and this is exactly why this strategy failed. Looking at the situation, not only their group, but another group, the one they framed, is getting hated. Of course, the amount of the groups are getting is different. The fandom bases play a huge role here. Although it doesn't matter whose fault it was, at the end of the day, both groups are getting hated on. And at the end of the day, the hate has an impact on both groups despite the impact being different. It's still there. I also think HYBE not responding to this is a great decision on their part because it would have made the situation even worse. That would have caused an unofficial war batting companies and artists, so I'm happy they didn't say anything. I mean, we're not talking about a small agency here with no experience. They knew what would happen if they spoke up. So yeah, I'm happy with the decision, and I think they knew what they were doing. This was a long video, and I might have confused you a lot, but thanks for sitting around with me. So now it's time for my question. Tell me your opinion down in the comments, and don't be afraid to express yourself. I will be replying to comments, so who knows, maybe we can even have a debate. Tell me if there are any topics you want me to give my opinion on.